The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Morning Market Kickoff with your host, Tommy O'Brien. Now, Tommy O'Brien.
Good morning, everybody. I'm Tommy O'Brien coming to you live from TFNN, 8:30 a.m. Wednesday morning. Used to be tax day, April 15th. This year, a little bit different than the rest. You got that extension going on, and right now we have an extension to the downside in the markets. Little negative action in the markets right now. S&P's negative by about 65 points. That's 2.3%, trading at 27.77. We got some bank earnings out this morning. Goldman, Citi, and Bank of America, all of them trading a little bit lower so far this morning with the market. NASDAQ negative 150 points, trading at 85.44. Dow Jones negative 508 points, trading at 23,369. Quite an acceleration yesterday to higher prices. We finished basically at highs, 28.46. We're approaching almost 75 points below that level. You see, even from about 3 a.m. Eastern time, we were up there at 28.30. We've now dropped about 57 points from that level. And even if you back things up to about 7:30 in the morning, we were floating with 2,800, now trading 27.74 in the S&Ps. Jumping over to the other indices, we covered the S&Ps. There's your chart there. Dow 30, 23,361, almost made it up to 24,000 last night. So you're talking about a solid 650 points from where we were as of 6 p.m. Eastern time. Yes, last night. NASDAQ 100 trading at 85.36. We were up at 8,700 last evening. Crude oil, quite the story in crude, dropping to prices that we haven't seen since 2002. Crude, the May contract, hitting a price of $19.23, currently trading at $19.64. How about that for some cheap oil? And the gold contract, charging higher yesterday. There's your middle of the day yesterday, 17.88. Gold dips down early this morning to 17.32, currently trading at 17.48. And what else we have? Love doing my program at 8:30 because we get a lot of numbers right at 8:30. U.S. retail sales for March plunged a record 8.7%. Almost seems like it could have been worse, right? The expectation was 8%. The number that retail sales plunged, 8.7%. That number just coming out at 8:30. I'm going to jump into it. Don't normally promote anything we have going on so early in the show, but today, a special day, folks. Head on over to the front page of TFNN. Basil Chapman, he's going to be kicking off his webinar in 27 minutes from right now, 9 a.m. Eastern time. I was just in the room before I started my program. They're in there chatting already, getting ready. You can sign up, $395. With that, you gain access a month of his opening call. That's $128 value. You get a bunch of archive webinars in there. This webinar will be archived 9 a.m. till 4:30 p.m., kicking off in a half hour from right now. Basil going to be talking about everything that he goes through for technical tools, buy and sell signals, initiating and keeping you in trades, techniques discussed and practiced in detail, question and answers, the positions based on what people are talking about. Sign up for that, folks. Check it out. A great deal. Basil going to be in there 9 a.m. kicking things off today. That'll be right on your account page. You will get in there. And on top of that, folks, completely archived. So if you can't be in there for the 6.5, 7 hours that Basil's going to be doing, check that out, folks. Don't miss that program starting at 9 a.m. this morning. Mr. Basil Chapman getting ready in there. What else we have going on? Jumping over. Global cases and reported coronavirus cases. Hopefully that number's stemming. We're at almost 2 million global cases, folks. Pretty remarkable numbers. Another remarkable story. China blasts Trump's move to pull World Health Organization funding. Tough story, folks. You know, there's a lot to be examined in how this happened after the fact. not the best time, no matter how you feel, to be pulling funding from the World Health Organization, as literally we're on lockdown. That's my opinion. Maybe I'll get some emails for being political. I don't know how you argue right now. You can examine things in the future, but right now, in this moment on April 15th, to pull World Health Organization funding, not sure that's going to help anybody in the near term. All right, jump into the earnings. Let's jump through the bank earnings. We'll start things off with Bank of America. Bank of America posts a 45% decline in first quarter profit, braces for big loan losses. Revenue, $22.8 billion. Net interest income, quite a number, $12.3 billion. Earnings, 40 cents a share. Jumping over to Bank of America shares this morning, as you see, the S&Ps, and they're down to 74 points. We just ticked down another 1/3% basically since I came on the air. Things accelerating a bit. Bank of America shares trading at $22.81, down almost a full dollar from where you closed yesterday at $23.73. Goldman out with their numbers as well. Profit tumbling 46%, but the bank posts the strongest bond trading results in 5 years. Quite a quarter for bonds in terms of the volatility that we saw across the board. Goldman said on Wednesday its first quarter profit dropped 46%. The bank said it earned $1.2 billion in the quarter, or $3.11 a share, missing $3.35 that analysts had been looking for. While the results were dragged down by losses in debt and equity holdings housed in the asset management business, the firm's trading division exceeded expectations, helping the company-wide revenue of $8.74 billion top the 7.92 estimate. Goldman shares, though, down as well. I mean, the market's down about almost 3% right now, so factor that into what's going on. But Goldman down from 178 to about 172. I mean, you're just down barely more than the market's down right now. Citi's first quarter profit tumbling 46%. Did we just say Goldman? Was that 46% too? How about that? Goldman profit tumbles 46%. Citigroup first quarter profit tumbles 46%. It sets aside more money for loan losses. Earnings, $1.05 versus $1.87. Revenue, $20.7 billion. Net income, $2.52 billion. Loan loss reserves up almost $5 billion. The company noted revenue was up 12% because of higher fixed income and equity markets trading revenue. Volatility is a trader's best friend, folks. Not surprising to see these banks having trading revenue rising. Revenue from the bank's fixed income trading division surged 39% year over year to $4.8 billion. The street was looking for 3.99. Equity trading revenue also jumped 39% to 1.2 billion. Market was looking for 1.04. Nonetheless, the market is down. Banks are down. Citi down from about 45.42 to 43.84 so far this morning. Other stocks making moves. How about Tesla? Continuing the run up. Tesla shares jumping after hours. Goldman initiating a buy rating. Sees the rally above 800. Checking in on Tesla shares this morning. Talk about a run, folks. You back things up to the final trading day of last week, Thursday. We were flirting somewhere in around the 570 range. Well, how about almost 770 this morning? You're trading at 740. Remarkable run from 570 to 740, $170. You're up almost 30% from last week. You saw the run begin on Monday up to 650. That run continued yesterday, reaching a high of about 741, and overnight extending those gains a bit up to about 762. As we get a little bit of a negative market reaction, you're seeing the VIX trade higher a bit for the first time in a while. Actually got a 37 handle yesterday. The VIX now up above 40 again, 42.12 on that volatility index premium. Stay tuned, folks. Coming back after the break, we'll see what else we have on tap in terms of equities moving in the market. Wednesday trading. Don't forget, Basil Chapman on the front page of TFNN. Check that out, folks. Go sign up now. He'll be starting.
If you're in the CD market and looking for a secure investment, the Tiger First Mortgage Program may work for you. The security for these first mortgages are building lots in the tax opportunity zone in St. Petersburg, Florida. The Tax Act of 2018 set up tax-free zones across the country where you can build and hold for 10 years and pay no tax on the profits, which makes these lots valuable. The investment is anywhere from $30,000 to $75,000. The interest paid is 7% yearly, paid on a monthly basis. According to Bankrate.com, the best rate for a 4-year CD in the country as of February 20th is 3.1%. A $50,000 investment at a normal 4-year CD rate of 3.1% would give you income of $1,550 per year or $6,200 over the 4-year period. That same $50,000 investment in the Tiger First Mortgage Program would give you $3,500 per year or $14,000 over the 4 years. Which would you prefer, $6,200 or $14,000 of interest on your investment? If you would like more information about the Tiger First Mortgage Program, you can call me at 877-518-9190. That's 877-518-9190. The gold market has taken off topside in a large way in 2020. If you want to take advantage of this sector, now is the time to subscribe to my Gold Report. The Gold Report took profits in 4 of its equities in the gold portfolio in the first week of January for a combined profit of 99.2%, with 2 positions left in the portfolio that have a profit of 67.5% as of January 7th. The Gold Report is a comprehensive look at the metals sector as well as the markets that move gold, which is the currency and bond markets. New subscribers get a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have nothing to lose. Every Monday morning, I publish the Gold Report with coverage of gold, silver, bonds, the XAU, HUI, GDX, as well as more than 30 different mining equities. To see for yourself the types of profitable trades that are recommended within the Gold Report, sign up now by visiting TFNN.com. Don't miss out on the next great gold trade. Sign up today.
Are China A-shares hot or not? If you trade China A-shares, now may be time to take a closer look. Trade CHAU or CHAD, Directions Daily CSI 300 China A-share Bull and Bear ETFs. China A-shares in either direction. Visit directioninvestments.com today. An investor should consider the investment objectives, risks, charges, and expenses of the Direction shares carefully before investing. The prospectus and summary prospectus contain this and other information about Direction shares. To obtain a prospectus or summary prospectus, please contact Direction shares at 866-476-7523. The prospectus or summary prospectus should be read carefully before investing. An investment in the funds is subject to risk, including the possible loss of principal. The funds are designed to be utilized only by sophisticated investors such as traders and active investors. Distributor Foresight Fund Services, LLC.
Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. S&P is negative by 71. You get the Dow negative by 525. We have the oil contract. As I mentioned, quite a price tag for crude. We got a 1920 print this morning. We're currently trading at 1979. Folks, for some context, you put this back as far as we go. We just got below the lows, and we are back to 2002 prices. Yes, 2002. February of 2002, almost prices that we're back to in that crude contract. Quite a price tag for sure. Exxonmobil, check out that chart. Now you drill this down, that's on monthly. We've had a little bit of a pop recently in ExxonMobil in terms of for the month of April. Put it on a 3-year weekly. You see the pop off the lows of $30. But again, we're just down from where we were, 46. So we're down $4. You put this from where we were, 46.71 on Thursday trading. That was when we saw crude up there at about $28. You saw crude collapse to $22 in one day. There's your volatility on ExxonMobil. But now we see ExxonMobil even lower, $40.95 from that 46. So we're approaching down $6. That'd be almost, you try and catch a falling knife, as they say. You just lost 10 to 15% in ExxonMobil if you had. Other news stories out there. New York manufacturing, this number just coming out, hits a record low reading of minus 78.2 amid the coronavirus collapse. The Empire State Manufacturing Index, 78.2, worse than even the 32.5 negative number that was expected. Other news stories out there. Last night, after the market closed, you had U.S. Airlines and the Treasury Department reaching an agreement, billions in aid. So Delta, American, JetBlue, and Southwest said they reached deals for portions of $25 billion in payroll grants to help weather the coronavirus. The virus and measures to slow its spread have sent air travel, of course, demand to the lowest in decades. So that number, Several U.S. airlines said Tuesday they reached the agreement with the Treasury Department for billions in government aid. Airlines including American, Delta, United, Southwest, Spirit, JetBlue, and Alaska applied for portions of that grant. Jumping over to some of the shares of those airlines so far this morning. We'll start it off with Delta. Delta Airlines, you see the acceleration last night on that news. You close it out at $24.54. You trade up almost $3, but just like that, as the market's paired its gains, you've seen Delta give back some of those gains as well at about $25.36 right now. United Airlines, an acceleration as well. You see it happening right after the close. You trade from $30.90 up to $34.50. We're back at $31.89. Southwest, love, pops from about 35 up to almost 38. We're back to 35.87, and JetBlue shares we'll finish it off with was at $9.24 up to almost $11, back under 10 right now at $9.90 for JetBlue shares. In terms of other equities, where are we? I want stocks making moves. There we go. So a couple other stocks, equities making moves so far this morning. United Health, they're out with their earnings, beating estimates by 9 cents a share with adjusted quarterly profit of $3.72 a share. Revenue also above estimates on strength across all its businesses. The company also maintained its prior full-year outlook, although it said it would continue to evaluate the impact of the COVID-19 pandemic. United Health, UNH is their symbol, I believe. And there's your action on that earnings. Closed at 270, trading up a bit to 277, now at 274. Continuing, we covered the banks, Goldman, Bank of America. We covered the airlines, also covered Tesla in terms of their buy rating at Goldman, looking for $800 plus. How about Procter Gamble, raising its quarterly dividend by 6% and moved up its quarterly earnings report date to Friday. The consumer products giant has seen a surge in demand for household staples. Have you been to the grocery store yet, right? Recently? Yeah. Amid the coronavirus outbreak, but added that reporting quarterly numbers earlier than originally scheduled should not be seen as either a positive or negative indication. Folks, you don't bump up the date that you're going to tell everybody bad news, especially when you announce that you're increasing your quarterly dividend. Things at Procter & Gamble going fairly well, I assume. There's your action on Procter & Gamble. I mean, check out yesterday. You opened yesterday at 116, and you made it up to almost 125 overnight on the news of a raised dividend. Earnings coming on Friday. You were just at 111 to 115. A little bit of a longer term context on this chart. I mean, talk about a drop off from 128 to 94 before the world kind of figured out that the likes of Procter & Gamble, Amazon, some of these companies that were really taking it on the chin actually were doing pretty well as Americans flocked to stock up on some of the essentials and so forth. So right now you're trading with a bid ask of 121.60 by 121.95, the all-time recent high of 128 on that stock. And since I mentioned it, how about Amazon? Excuse me, folks. We're trading at about $22.50 right now pre-market, so you're down about $30. Not bad when you have the S&Ps down 80 right now. And check out just the last 2 days alone, all-time highs on Amazon, reaching $22.92. Putting this on a longer-term 3-year weekly. I mean, you can see this consolidation was going on since about July of 18, somewhere in that range, and we just floored right through it, jumped right over the highs we had of 21.85. That made in February. This is a weekly bar. Amazon charging higher, as you may expect. One of the other ones, since we're tying them all in, how about Walmart? All-time highs as well, 129.79 yesterday, going to open at about 126.80. And I believe Netflix had all-time highs as well. Did we get there from 423? Where were we yesterday? The high 417, so not quite exactly. 423, that all-time high of June of 18, but right up near that level on Netflix shares this morning. Other companies, JCPenney exploring a bankruptcy filing, according to Reuters, as the virus outbreak closes the retailer stores and disrupts the turnaround plans. Tough time to be dealing with woes of JCPenney. You pile onto it, the economy basically shutting down. Target upgraded to an outperform from perform at BMO, which predicts the retailer will emerge from the pandemic in an even stronger position relative to its peers. Target, one of the companies that hasn't really kept up. I just showed you where we were in Walmart, right near all-time highs. Target's going to open basically at 108, right where we closed at yesterday, but we're not even close to 130 where we were in December. So see if Target can pull up some action as it's underperformed a bit. General Mills and Campbell Soup, another kind of staples of consumer products, both performing relatively well, upgraded to overweight from neutral at Piper Sandler, and jumping over, where were we? I just go way back to the top. I did. General Mills and Campbell Soup, let's pull them in. General Mills, what are they? I should know. I want to say GM, but I know that it's not GM. GIS, there we go. General Mills, GIS, you see that acceleration higher. Talk about some volatility in this, but putting it on a daily, there's your action, climbing right up to where we were on March 18th. Talk about some volatility. And Campbell Soup, CPB, I believe, is that what we're talking about? It sure is. We're going to open at about $50 as well on Campbell's. We were as low as almost $40 on that March 25th low there. Staying with the theme of other stocks, Canada Goose, D.A. Davidson upgrading the outerwear maker to buy from neutral, saying weakness in the wholesale chain is built into the stock's price and inventory issues would dissipate as the COVID-19 pandemic resolves. That symbol, is it Goose? It sure is. Goose will finish this up. On those shares, up a bit, but still tough chart for Canadian Goose. Stay tuned, folks. Coming back to wrap up the program. We'll be right back in 3 minutes.
I'm certain you are or strive to be one of the best at everything you do in life. It's the most common trait that we tigers and tigresses share. If you're looking to become the best of the best when it comes to managing your money, let me teach you to do what most wealth managers tell you can't be done, which is how to time the markets. I'm Steve Rhodes, author of Mastering Probability, and for the last 12 months, Timer Digest has been tracking my newsletter signals, which have earned me the ranking as their #1 market timer in the nation for the S&P 500 for the last 12, 6, and 3 months. Timer Digest also ranks me as the #1 market timer for gold as well. The fact is, markets can be timed, and I'll teach you the exact set of tools that I use that has transformed me into one of the best at what I do. Sign up for Mastering Probability today by clicking on the newsletter tab on the homepage of TFNN.com and get immediate access to workshops where I take you step by step how to use an extraordinary set of tools as well as provide great market calls too. Sign up today.
If you haven't checked out the newsletters page of TFNN.com, what are you waiting for? All of the TFNN newsletters are informative, up-to-date, affordable, and a must-have for every trader looking to gain a competitive informational edge in today's markets. TFNN newsletters cover every aspect of the markets to offer you the very latest in market news. Plus, new subscribers get to test drive our newsletters risk-free for 30 days. From all aspects of the markets, including stocks, bonds, metals, commodities, and tech, there's a newsletter to fit your needs exclusively from TFNN. Stay informed each day you trade and get that competitive edge that will help you stay ahead of the game. Visit our newsletters page by going to TFNN.com and click the newsletters button near the top of the page. TFNN.com, educating investors.
You know what's cool? Taking something that's good for you. Something specifically formulated to help with weight loss, better sleep, stress reduction, and the need to detox.
Nico, our hunter and gatherer ancestors found all their nutritional requirements for health in their wild environment. But today, our food sources no longer contain the vitamins, minerals, and nutrients our bodies need to stay healthy and strong.
That's why we need Primal Edge Daily Nutrition. It includes a special blend of ionic, soil-based vitamins, minerals, fatty, and amino acids in an easy-to-use liquid form.
Primal Edge is powered by highly concentrated fulvic and humic acids, nature's preferred delivery system. They have been called miracle molecules because, like sunlight, air, and water, life cannot exist without them.
That's right, Paige. They ensure we receive all the nutrition we need to be healthy and thrive. We take it every morning.
Primal Edge, formulated and approved by Nico and Paige of Living a Primal Lifestyle. Buy it today for just $89. Click on the Primal Edge banner on the front page of TFNN.com. Don't forget, you can listen to TFNN live on your mobile device 24 hours per day. Go to TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV. That's TFNN.com, then hit Watch Tiger TV for the latest market information.
Welcome back, folks. We have markets accelerating to the downside right now. S&P is negative by 83 points now, just shy of 3%. You get the NASDAQ off 178 points. That's 2.07%, so just more than 2%. The NASDAQ in the red, the Dow off 2.5%. Things have been accelerating even since I've been on the air. The S&Ps have dropped about 20 to 25 points since I've been on the air, and we are now approaching a solid 90 to 100 points from where we were towards the end of Friday trading. And folks, I got to bring it up again. Check it out on the front page. Basil Chapman, sign up for this webinar. 7.5 hours, $395. You get $128 value just with his newsletter alone for the month. You get archived webinars included with the newsletter. This webinar is going to be archived 7 hours all day, kicking things off in 5 minutes from right now. Mr. Basil Chapman, he's going to be in there in that trading room with all those traders that signed up. Should be a great webinar. I'm going to jump in there myself outside of the 10 a.m. show, learning from the master of those Chapman waves. And folks, we got waves. We got waves everywhere in this market. It's why Basil wanted to do this webinar. So I encourage you, check it out right now on the front page of TFNN. And as we wrap things up, let's take a look at this VIX as the market's accelerating. The VIX, 42.87, climbing higher as well. Interesting to see where this develops throughout the day. You know, this market, it's easy to think it's all going to be gravy in terms of to the upside just because of the run that we've really had. Quite the pop here, right? On the S&Ps alone, we're approaching a 618 retracement from the move lower. The NASDAQ's already hit that 618 retracement level, but beware, folks. We're going to have a little bit of volatility on both sides of this market for the foreseeable future. Stay tuned. Larry Pesavento coming up live at 9 o'clock with Trade What You See. I'll be back at 10 o'clock with Tom. Fast Market at 11. No program for Basil today at noon because he's going to be with his traders and attendees for that all-day webinar. Steve Rhodes at 1, Dave White at 2, Tom O'Brien live at 3. Check it out, folks. Basil Chapman on the front page of TFNN, kicking things off in just a few minutes. Very easy to sign up, and the link will be right on your account page when you do to access that webinar room. Thanks for tuning in. Stay tuned, folks. We got Larry Pesavento coming up live next with Trade What You See at 9 a.m. We'll be right back.